Okay, so step 2 is data cleansing. So what I'm going to do now is, so here I left with this data cleansing in part 2. This is part 2 video. So here you are going to have a data cleansing. So like cleansing. So we are going to drop the far amount less than or equal to 0 or far amount greater than or greater than. You can ask Rohini why we have to do all those things. So like negative fars is like the data entry errors will happen, and then there will be a meaningless for predictions. What is the meaning for doing the prediction? There is no meaning if there is any data entry error. And the far that is greater than 100 is the extreme outliers, which we call it in data science extreme outliers, that will skew the model. So that is also not needed. And a passenger is equal to 0, that is or null. That means the invalid writes are not needed to be counted, right? So that's why. And there is a NYC bounding box and all those things. So, and date time parsing is nothing but the pickup. There is a pickup underscore date time in the CSV data that comes as a string in CSV that needs to be converted, right? So this till here the step 2 is over. Step 3 is like the feature engineering. We have to compute the there is a concept called Haversian distance. So that's the most important feature. Far is directly related to the distance, so that's what we call it in Max. And hour is nothing but the surge price. So writes at 2 a.m. or rush hour cost or more, something like this. And then step 4, as I already said, there is so much of outliers. I can able to see this in the model. So this is bit complex instruction prompt that I am giving to the agent mode. If you do not know anything about data science or analytics, or if you do not have any idea, just tell Copilot, I have this data set, kindly do EDA, kindly do data cleansing. That's what you are doing it in Cloud Core, right? So we are just giving that, and in same GitHub Copilot also we can do that. Do feature engineering, I want to predict this, give that. So it will itself give you a set of plan and suggestions. We can go by that, similar to ChatGPT, and do it step by step. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just copy and paste this prompt here. This is a very big prompt. That's what, like for example, if I'm new to this, what I will do is I think like I'm not from data science background. So what I will do is read through the repository and give me a technical explanation. And then so and so I will give analyze this data sets. Please refactor this project. Like that I will do create an application. So whatever I need, I will directly give it to an English text. But since I have a prompt, I wanted to do it here. 1 minute, wait. I have it a prompt here. Yeah, guys. So wait. I have completely erased and reloaded this for you because I have been using Copilot for about 6 months. Now in order to show you a demo, I was, reinstalling everything. So that's why it's taking time. Otherwise it will be quick. Yeah, I have given agent mode here. So this is my prompt, and I have uploaded the data set. I have attached the data set. You can able to see there is a attachment for data set. So I have done that also. I think I have done that. Yeah, it's reading CSV, uber.csv, retrieving the notebook summary, all those things. Give me some time. We'll come back to you after I got the output because it will take around 5 minutes. So yeah, see, starting building complete ML applications. So see, reviewed the existing notebook and planned the comprehensive ML pipeline. Reviewed the existing notebook has many cells already. So I will create, see if there is any error, it will go beyond, the important feature of GitHub Copilot is like, especially the agent mode is like it will go beyond certain limits and do for us. So it's a AI paired programmer. So that's why I was keep on telling to my friends also. It is just converting the entire VS code into AI driven development platform. So here this AI assistant GitHub Copilot that is building in front of you will generate the code, manage the task, and explore all the projects in one place. So either you can integrate, you can try this favorite platform in VS Code, I think IntelliJ, JetBrains, Eclipse, Azure, everywhere. So there are so much things to explore, guys. This is just a beginning. There are so much things to explore, because if you are going to integrate it to your real-time project, no, so you have to understand. So think like there is a question, okay, which I am going to ask you here in this before it's created a pipeline. So you are using, even I am figuring out, okay, think like you are doing a pipeline in Azure portal. Here you are giving the data, everything is here in your local VS Code. Okay, this is VS Code. So how will you know, like the Azure in Microsoft Azure portal, the data is stored in the blob, or we are doing ADF, or we are doing Synapse Analytics, we are doing end-to-end Azure MLOps, machine learning operations. How VS Code can able to know that whatever we are doing? So that is the R&D report, R&D work I am doing. That will be the next club synergy session that I wants to do. So like how Microsoft, how we are building an end-to-end MLOps pipeline either in GCP or Azure, and how this VS Code is able to understand that the end-to-end workflow. That's what I am planning to do it next. Okay, so yeah, see, it's giving an entire step of 1 minute coding line by line. Here we can, there will be definitely error because I have not installed few libraries. So here if you see, it has given all the steps. See, step 1, step 2, whatever the prompt that I have given, that it has understood, and then it will it has given summary, everything. So now I have not this is, I told you, no, this is the second time I'm installing. Previous time I have uninstalled VS Code, so that's why it is installing all these packages again and restarting my kernel. Okay.